Hello, everyone. I'm Steve,
And I'm Scott.
and together we're Backyard Musings, broadcasting live Apple Valley.
We are the Science and Technology channel normally, but today we're going to talk about something a little different.
It's a special edition that is just not being picked up by the mainstream media,
which is kind of weird.
It's a big escalation of force in the Middle East.
Yeah,
we think
the toolbox has just gotten a lot grown up.
Yeah. Exactly. So there was a report a couple days ago that the Houthis shot hypersonic missile and a ballistic missile towards Israel. And the slide we've got up here is the Palestine 2 or Falastina 2 missile. It was aimed at the Sadat Misha Air Base, and that the source is RegTech Times for that. And the Times of Jerusalem, is that the name of it? The Times of Jerusalem, the Times of Israel is reporting this too.
Times of India,
and the Times of India has video on it.
Al Jazeera.
We're not seeing it on Fox.
None of the.
You know what I'm saying?
Newsmax, Fox, none of these. None of the four major networks, or three, or whatever it is now, right? ABC.
This
NBC,
missile
CBS.
goes at Mach 16. That's the highest it can go. There's lower settings it can be depending on how much you spend and how much fuel.
Yeah, but no problem reaching Israel from Yemen.
Fast.
Yeah,
and
quick. Right.
Quickly. The range is, and we're going to show you in the next slide, we're going to show you the range here. But this range, 2,100 kilometers, that's about 1,250 miles. Stealth technology, operates in solid fuel.
So would the Iron Dome have any play against this at all?
Well, when we look at the range, you're going to see it's right on the cusp of the range. And
Okay.
so this missile is most likely mobile on a platform truck, like 18, 20 wheels, and then they just aim it up and boom, shoot it, because I don't think Yemen has any silos. I honestly don't think Yemen has silos for these, so they're probably mobile, moving around. Okay, let's go to the next one here. This is the range. If I can get my mouse to work here. There we go. All right, this shows the range, and you can see Israel. I tried to put it right on Ben Gurion Airport, and then I just chose a point in Yemen that was 2,000 miles. So that's
a lot of radius. That's a lot of desert.
A lot of desert, and there are reports that there's only been a couple ballistic missile attacks ever from the Houthis in the last, and it occurred in the last 3-4 weeks, a couple days ago, and then either early April or late March.
Okay, and not trying to sound naive or uninformed, but I asked you, where are the Houthis getting these ballistic missiles?
They're funded by Iran, Hamas.
No matter what, right?
Yeah,
that's their deal.
Well, I don't think North Korea is funding. I don't think North Korea is funding the Houthis unless the Houthis get the money from Iran to buy it.
Buy it from North Korea. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah. They think that the hypersonic was aimed at the Sadat Misha air base, which is supposed to be a secret base. Allegedly houses a lot of their missiles, Israel's missiles, and nuclear tipped missiles. So they're trying to take out this base, which would be a hard blow to Israel.
Which means that somebody has divulged that information to the Houthis,
the intelligence,
right?
Yeah.
So
Iranians robust with their intelligence. They are.
Hopefully there's no moles in the
IDF
or Israel.
Or the Mossad, that'll be.
Yeah. So
Israel.
But fortunately, right, in this story, and maybe I'm jumping the gun here, but we don't have any knowledge of them landing where they were supposed to land. They landed short.
Well,
we believe.
Well, we there's reports that the Fajr 3 was intercepted by their they call it the Arrow. I forget the Hebrew name for it.
The
Heck.
You're talking about an intercepting missile or rocket or
so
something?
Israel for the Fajr 3 ballistic missile. Now we're pivoting now to the ballistic missile, and I'm going to be honest with you. I could not find a photo of the Fajr 3 ballistic missile. There were Fajr 3 multiple rocket launch missiles, which this would not be, because those are like 12 feet long and 12-inch diameter, 18-inch diameter, and they wouldn't do it. A ballistic missile is like we said, on like a launcher, because they don't have silos. It'd be like on a launcher, go.
Right.
So it's got the same. We think it's got the same distance as the hypersonic, but it's unverified. Nobody's tested it. And that one was aimed at Ben Gurion. It was shot down. It was intercepted. So they're trying to do some battle damage assessment, find out where the.
And that's one of their just a normal airport, or is that a military airport as well?
No, that's a normal airport and probably a normal terrorist attack, but using a ballistic missile.
Gotcha.
And the ballistic missiles are not as fast as a hypersonic, so there's time to intercept it. Okay. And they think that hypersonic fell into, we said that already, into Saudi Arabia.
Right. So the IDF reports only one missile, like we were just saying, reached Israel, and it was successfully intercepted by air defenses, according to the Times of Israel. So that's a good thing, but bringing these ballistics or hypersonics into play, that could have changed the
game changer.
Could have changed the whole outcome.
Yeah.
And we're talking about an airport. I'm not familiar with this airport, but
that's the main one where the Jews travel from around the world.
That just would not be good. And because of that, I'm sure it's not just used by people of Israel, right? It's an international airport. People are flying in and out
from Canada.
So they're just going willy-nilly with just launching explosive devices into this, kind of like what they did on October 7th, right? Hamas. They didn't care.
That tactic hasn't changed.
Yeah,
they're going to spread terror and try and kill Jews.
No matter what.
But with ballistic missiles now and hypersonics, it's just up the game. That's why I don't know why these news agencies aren't picking it up.
Right.
The Houthis also claim to have targeted a vital Israeli enemy target in the Ashkelon area with the drone. IDF has no reports of the drones reaching Israel from Yemen in the past day. I pulled that information yesterday.
So a lot of this could just be Houthi propaganda.
I mean,
not all of it, but I'm just saying some of it.
There were videos. Al Jazeera had videos, and I think the Houthis or Houthis are, what is the military in Iran? The Islamic Republican Guard. Maybe they made a video too.
Okay.
But we think it's alarming, and we wanted to do a special edition on it so that.
It's been a while since we talked about anything like this, but this is, that whole area up there, it just seems like it just keeps ramping up every time. And even with our multiple attacks on the Houthis, right, in Yemen,
they keep popping back up, popping their heads up, just whack-a-mole.
Yeah, so they're obviously being funded by somebody that is keeping them afloat. Yeah. And now with this, like you say, with this ramping up, it's kind of scary. You know? Because they could put one of these on a boat, right? A ship.
I guess so.
I guess a barge or something, and get it closer and be a little bit
by the
more,
Red Sea. Go up the Red Sea. Somebody would see that and they'd take it out. Somebody would see that and take it out, man.
You hope so.
In the Red Sea.
But again, two of the things that really strike me are the fact that they know where this air base is, which is kind of scary, right?
Yeah, that is.
And they're using hypersonic missiles, which is definitely, like you said, a game changer. So that's crazy.
Well, folks, you heard it from us. We're trying to get the noise abroad that it's an escalation.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on this special edition.
Stay safe out there.